Hello and welcome. Good evening, everybody, to a very special long-time watcher, first-time writer. I said it better the last time. God damn it! Welcome to a very special stream. We are announcing the launch of our brand new Patreon page for the podcast.
Hooray!
Yeehaw!
Yay!
Good.
Here with us is our regular crew. Let me first introduce our one and only longtime watcher, King Fats the 95th.
Hello, this is the first time I've been introduced.
How does it feel?
It's nice, it's good, I like it.
I'm very happy if you like it. I am also here with my fellow first-time watchers, the Magical Whale Gopher.
Hello. This
In
is like
action.
the eight.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You
don't get anything.
Okay.
No, say it. Say it. I dare you.
I was
Speak
just
your
gonna
truth.
say, this is like the 18th time I've been introduced.
I'm so happy to have been your 18th.
Oh.
I didn't know Gopher was counting.
I mean, just the introductions of the podcast. It seems
I mean,
pretty
that's
easy
fair.
to count.
Valid.
I, for one, am
Hey, who else do
honored.
we got?
We also have
Oh.
Action Shakespeare.
Hi, I have been introduced probably more times than I can count now. But I
Well,
usually
a
do
lot
the
of action
introducing.
Shakespeare's.
I've been doing a lot of introducing. Badly. as I have found more and more evidence of as I edit.
I
Well,
think that's part of the routine, and I think it's fun that way.
yeah.
It's
The first step to being able to introduce someone good is introducing someone bad.
Speaking of introducing someone bad, hi, it's me, B-Drops.
No,
Yeah!
The master of segues.
no, you can't introduce someone bad and then introduce yourself. It doesn't work that way.
But it
Are
just
you
did.
introducing
Someone
yourself?
poorly and-
I was gonna say, are you introducing yourself badly, or are you introducing yourself a bad person?
Take your pick.
No.
Scuffed right from the get-go. That's
Delicious.
the way
the
we do
burger,
it
but nothing else.
here at First Ride Pod.
It's like pre-ripped jeans. It's just what our production is.
They're
Truly.
good for like a week. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of the Patreon, King Fats, as our longtime watcher and our stalwart leader, would you like to tell folks at home about the podcast in case they're not familiar with longtime watcher, first-time writer?
Yeah, sure. I'll go ahead and get into it. So if you don't know what this whole thing is, B has been so kind as to plug us at the end of their streams for a while now, but this is longtime watcher, first-time writer. It is a podcast where myself, longtime watcher, basically someone who has been watching the show Common Writer for, God, yeah, since I was in high school at this point. Or no, a little bit after high school. Anyway, the point is I've been watching Kamen Rider for a real long time, and now I've collected a bunch of my friends who have never watched Kamen Rider before, and we've been going through the show and just talking about how absolutely insane it is. It's a bi-weekly
Off the wall.
podcast. We post episodes every other Friday. We're gonna actually have an episode up this next Friday coming up, and we posted an episode last Friday as well. So if you ever want to check us out, you can see there in the chat. There's our Twitter. Our pinned tweet will always have the most recent episode, and if you follow us there, you always get announcements for the new episodes as well. We are on SoundCloud and Twitter. And now we have a Patreon for that podcast. So if you have checked out that podcast before and you want to, support us and help us in making it, or if you end up, checking it out after this and you decide that you might want to get in on it, we're going to talk about how you can do that here tonight.
Wonderful,
So
thank you so much.
Yeah, I guess do we want to go ahead and just get right on into it with kind of some of the Patreon rewards?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me switch our view to reveal. Da-na! The Patreon. And you can use command link to get the link to our Patreon, so you can check this out along with us if you'd like to read along. I'll go from the very top and continue down. First of all, I'd like to say our beautiful logo and banner art made by the Magical Whale Gopher.
Thank you very much for that, Gopher. It is amazing.
Thank you for calling it beautiful and amazing.
We love it, and we hope you'll love it too.
Beautiful.
I'm glad you like facts, Gopher. I'm so
Yeah.
happy to give them to you.
I, for one, love facts.
A big fan of factual information.
Very much
know-
enjoy it.
Believe it or not.
Gopher put a lot of effort and love and thought into this. We are all styled in the poses of various common writers from different series.
Yeah.
Which,
See if you can guess which ones are which.
fun fact.
I know
actually,
I can't.
I think I mentioned this to the podcast crew once, but I believe it was Fats's idea to have the poses be based on the shows or the series that we were thinking about starting with.
Yeah, that was my idea when Gopher kind of started setting this up. They asked me if I had an idea for the poses, and I was like, it'd be fun. We should put each person in the pose of the common writer that they suggested to start with.
I wonder which
and-
one won. Oh, well, we.
Yeah, well, if you know, you know, and if you don't, you should listen to the podcast so you can
What?
hear us talk about which one won, because it is a wild show.
Please do.
Yeah.
Just under there, obviously, we have our title there. And it says, is creating a podcast about Kamen Rider and other tokusatsu shows. Wait, we said this about Kamen Rider. Well, we'll get to that in a
Yeah.
few minutes.
Yeah.
Our first tier is named Tachibana's Friend at $2. The description reads, just a little tip to say you like what we do. At this tier, you get access to podcast notes and the synopses created by King Fats.
Yeah.
I have compiled a sample of our notes for you all to
Oh,
take
goody.
a look at.
Oh no.
Oh, goody. I was hoping you did.
Yes. So we'll be providing sneak peeks for our first set of rewards. And here are is a compilation of our collective notes from episode 38, which will be one of the episodes covered in our upcoming podcast episode. Sorry, saying episode starts feeling a little redundant.
Yeah,
after a while.
it's gonna become
So you get to
Latest
see
cast.
you'll get to see all of our different perspectives on the episodes,
Perspectives.
as well as try to I guess decipher my chicken scratch. As you can see, I'm the only person who takes tangible notes here on the
You don't have to
podcast.
flex on us.
I'm not flexing.
Hey,
I'm
okay.
worried
Person who
it'll be
owns
illegible.
paper.
I'm the only one here who can afford paper.
Okay, well,
I
well,
get a discount
And-
composition.
The rest of these
30 cents.
rubes.
okay. Tell you what, B.
Hmm?
As soon as you start selling stationery, I'll pick up some so I can write Kamen Rider notes on them.
There you go.
Oh, I'd
Yeah.
love to.
That
I'll
would
have
be
to make
wonderful.
a first ride pod stationery, maybe.
Oh, that would be fun.
Ooh.
It's my special Kamen Rider
Yeah.
diary.
But-
where I write Mari Hearts Kamen Rider.
Ooh,
I mean,
that's
you
so
and me both,
tempting.
girl.
This setup is tentative. This is just something I whipped together for the sake of this stream.
Mhm.
We haven't entirely decided on the format, but you'll be getting all of our notes for every episode, as well as the death count notes that I take personally, and
That's
the
an extra special treat.
extra special treats. Another extra special treat being the synopses that King Fats makes. Since you can't find those on the wiki,
Nope.
those are one of a kind at this point.
Yeah, I guess
also...
just
We should probably
Quick to
copy them onto the
explain.
wiki.
yeah, honestly, I
Honestly.
probably need to. I gotta figure out how to start uploading that wiki and start just putting those in. But to explain for people who might be showing up here who are maybe new to the podcast and do not know what we are talking about there. Very early on in the podcast, we would use the Kamen Rider wiki in order to go ahead and get a synopsis for the episode, so that way we could kind of guide the discussions of the episode. And very quickly, the Kamen Rider wiki stopped having like plot outlines or episode synopses or anything like that. I think we tried like 1 or 2 episodes of just like remembering it off the top, and those didn't go great. So our fix was that I would just kind of start essentially during our recording session, or at like during our break before we start recording properly. I just rewatched the episode sped up, and I tried to just bang out a synopsis of what happened in the episode real quick, based off of like memory and a rewatch. And so you will get those. You will get those notes for the episodes where I do need to make one. If you subscribe to the $2 tier.
I imagine, personally, I feel like for our viewers or our listeners who like to listen to the podcast before they watch the episodes, I feel like it'll help them keep along quite a bit better, because we have a very freeform podcast, so we occasionally get a bit. I don't want to say distracted necessarily, but our conversations do take long, winding paths on occasion.
Yeah. I am truly enjoying getting to look back at my own notes from this episode to see just such classic unexplained hits like "God is Ass" and sad piano music from the Hulk.
I am especially delighted when I look at your notes, because you all take them electronically, to see what you put in caps lock. I love it.
Yeah.
I guess the punchlines. The punchlines for me, I guess, are what I get to scratch out. Like, Gakuran gang, go!
Yeah.
Never mind. Slight spoilers. Because I take death toll notes, asterisks I use to help denote deaths in my notes while I watch.
Oh, smart.
So, goodbye, guys.
Yeah, rip Gakuren squad, BT dub.
Oh.
You're telling me that the monster in this episode dies?
Yeah, shocking, I know.
Gasp. It's never happened
How
before.
How dare you lure me into a pun?
I did not.
I am disgusted. I am revolted.
But I do enjoy looking at the notes a lot of my fellow writers, and I hope you enjoy looking at them too. It's a great time. And
Yeah, well,
with that, on to our next tier.
Yeah.
All right. At our next tier at $5, Taki's Friend. All of these tiers are named after characters in Kamen Rider Ichigo, by the way, the very first Kamen Rider series, which is what we started with.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you couldn't tell by the memorabilia and the art and everything.
My beautiful toys.
Wonderful toys.
I want to reach over and take this bear.
Yeah, I was gonna say I really want that bear.
I love this bear.
I really could have taken like the Kamen Rider plush that I have made and just set it at least on my desk. Oof.
Yeah, that's fair play of mine. I might actually do that. I've already had two hosses today.
Two hosses for the price of one.
Two. Give me one moment to do that. Sorry, I have a lot of extra stuff in here, so I'm scrolling a little bit to get down to where I need to go. Here we go. I don't know. There's an extra me on the screen. Enjoy.
Two B drops for the price of one.
Speaking of prices, next tier at $5. Description reads, "You love what we do and want to give us a hand, and we think that's grand." I do think that's grand. Also, Gopher, you read all these descriptions, right?
Nope, that was me.
No, that was you?
Or sorry, I read. I thought you said read, and I'm like, yes, I did read those over.
Thank you for reading those, Gopher. I apologize. King Fats, these are lovely little descriptions, and I'm very endeared to them.
I tried.
At
Reading
this
it
tier,
aloud, I realized the rhyming, and I like that.
Yeah,
it's good.
I wanted to put a little rhyme in it. I don't know why I had to turn British for that, but
rhyming is British.
You know, put a rhyme
No,
in
it's
it.
not. What? At this tier, you get the notes, as well as a shout out during the ad break and early episode access. So, if you're new to our podcast and you haven't listened, there is a section between episode discussions early on. It's after the first or second of 3 episodes, but once we change to our 2-episode format, it is between each episode discussion, wherein we plug our own Twitters and the official Twitter for the First Ride Pod, and as of recently now, we will be plugging our official Patreon. But this is where we would do the shout-outs for anyone at this tier or above.
Yep. So if you want to support the podcast, at that $5 tier, you can check us out, and in those episodes, you'll hear us say our name, and we'll say thank you. And also, if for whatever reason you have a thing that you actually want to have be advertised during those ad breaks, as they are referred to, please hit us up, because we would love to advertise for you.
Along with the rewards of the previous tier.
Yes. Yeah, so at the $5 tier, you still get access to the notes as well. And I don't know if we had actually spoken on exactly how soon early we were going to do the early episode access. I know I personally was thinking one day.
Around 24 hours. It might be a little bit more than 24.
Yeah, somewhere between 24 and 48 hours seems to be our current goal.
Yeah, so sign up with that $5 tier, and you can hear the episode before anyone else. Ooh.
Ooh. Our next tier, Hayato's friend. Now you're befriending the common riders.
Yeah.
At $10 a month. With all this love, we think you're a real snack amigo. I love that.
I was real happy about that one.
Yeah, that is one of the best things this podcast has done.
I love it. I love Snack Amigo, and I hope you do too.
Yeah.
You get all the goodies from the previous tiers, along with voting privileges for streams, and drawings of the Shocker Kaijin from episodes that we cover that week. New arrivals on this tier also get a bonus sticker for the first month they sub. So
A bonus sticker? What?
What?
Let's go over that in order. So, along with the other rewards from the previous tiers, we'll also give you voting powers for streams when we get to do those. What sort of things will we be streaming? Well, from our previous discussions on what we'd like to stream, we're hoping to do things like Q&A streams about the podcast, about Kamen Rider, and about various tokusatsu shows. We are interested in doing like super fight style who would win debates between Kamen Riders and between Shocker villains.
I know for a long time we've kicked around the idea of doing a Shocker Monster tier list stream.
Yes.
Where, not unlike B's Hot Dad and Hot Monster streams, which maybe we will do which Shocker Monster is the hottest first.
I was gonna
but
say,
I know,
are we going to discuss which ones we want to date before power levels?
Yeah, I think they should be two separate
I think
lists.
they would be two separate streams, yeah.
Because some of them might be much better lovers than fighters.
This is absolutely true.
See,
Not Cobra Man.
Not Cobra Man.
Cobra Man just sucks. You can, I don't know what he can do, but he can die.
Yeah, he can get his ass handed to him by a dog.
yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
Him and Squirtle, man, just sitting at the bottom of both lists.
Yeah,
Ugh.
really. Poor Squirtle.
I think
God.
the only one who's above on the dateability list is probably gonna be Peeled Gorilla.
Peeled Gorilla smooth?
Him
Like Keith
smooth.
Stone? But yes, so exclusive voting power, we do intend to have polls and suggestions from you, the patrons, regarding
Yeah.
what we stream in the future. Oh, and we also were considering streaming Kamen Rider video games, depending on what we could get our hands on. Hopefully related to the current series that we are covering. So right now we're watching Kamen Rider Ichigo, so a couple of the games we had considered streaming would be Kamen Rider for the SNES, and what was this? Kamen Rider Sortie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. really cute looking
Oh yeah,
games.
look at those SD Common Riders.
Yeah, the SD Kamen Riders are great, and it's all on motorcycle, and I am super excited to share if we get to.
I do really hope we get to.
I certainly do as well.
And also, we passed it over. But the original SNES Kamen Rider game is really, really good.
It's so good. It's B has not had the opportunity to see that game yet, but Gopher, Shakes, and I have, and it's outstanding. It's if only to play this game, I want us to make it to the streams because it looks so dope.
It looks cool, and there's so many Kamen Rider games out there.
Oh yeah, there's tons.
We're hoping we'll be able to get our hands on a lot of them. But some of these older games, obviously, availability will vary. Oh, and localization, we'll have to see what's compatible with what. And
Yeah.
Oh, pretty much nothing.
pretty
Yeah.
much nothing.
It's gonna be fascinating because there is none of the games are in English, really.
I was going to say, come and watch me and maybe Shakes attempt to read Japanese at like a 3-year-old's level.
Yeah, for real.
Squints. Kamen Daida.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
so
a
Tommy.
Kamen Rider.
Oh my god.
Kawaii.
Kagayaku Bashin. Incredible.
Outstanding.
Regarding the digital downloads, though, I think I'll wait a moment to elaborate on that and move on to our next tier first. Hongo's
Our
Friend.
Final tier, if I recall.
Yes, our final
Yeah.
tier, Hongo's Friend, at $25 a month. Now this is a 500 IQ play. You got all the good stuff from the previous tiers, plus a sticker sheet of the Shocker Kaijin that will mail to you. New arrivals on this tier will get a bonus sticker the first month they sub.
Is
Yeah.
that the same as the $10 one, or is it an extra new subscriber sticker?
I think the intention was for it to be the same.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
the same sticker.
Okay. Just clarifying that is what that
Yeah.
means.
Yes, yes.
So at the $10 tier or at the $25 tier, you get an extra sticker.
An extra sticker for the first month you sub for either of those tiers.
Yeah.
Let me show you what the heck we're talking about.
Yeah, show off them stickers, B.
So we have some samples ready. The first sticker I'd like to show off is the Shocker Kaijin stickers that we're referencing. Da 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 ba!
Psh.
So this is our first sample of a Shocker Kaijin sticker, and we intend to do about 3 or 4 a month, depends on our episode set. Our intention is to draw every Shocker villain. Occasionally they'll have 2-parters where they don't have new forms between them, so we might not do a second sticker for them in that case. But if they do have 2 forms, we'll try to do both of them. Otherwise, we'll be doing a sticker per monster. So expect a sticker sheet of about 3 to 4 per month. This one is a rendering by the Magical Whale Gopher, who's splitting the workload with me on these stickers. Thank you very much, Gopher.
Ain't it purdy? Everybody look at how purdy it is. Also, I do want to take a moment just to clarify for Deadode in the chat. That is 500 IQ both with and without the wink wink.
As
It's
much
all
power as
weird.
you can handle.
Yeah.
Right.
The full package, as it were.
Oh dear. But yeah, this is the intended format. We'll be making all these Shocker stickers. This one is the sticker for Kamen Rider episode 39. So if you haven't seen that, you have something amazing to look forward to.
You have
Wow.
you've got some. This is a great episode,
It's a
as
fantastic.
you can see, because it's got a great monster and a great sticker for that monster made by Gopher, and you can get that. And it only costs you $25 to get it as a physical sticker, and only $10 if you just want it as a picture that you can put on your computer.
Yes. We'll be so we'll be providing the downloads from the $10 tier and shipping the physical stickers to $25 tiers. This will be all the stickers for the month. Also, this isn't any sort of like blind bag, random anything. You'll be getting all of them.
Yep.
Also,
Oh, yes?
just before we move on, I do want to address the background of the sticker. It's made by the wonderful Bee Drops.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Look at it. It's so good.
Look at that Shocker logo up there that says Shocker in Japanese. Or
Shokka.
more specifically, yeah, Shocker.
Oh, that's a shocker.
Oh, it's a shocker.
Oh, it's a shocker.
Oh. There's a preview of the streams again.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gopher.
That's
A preview of the other sticker, the one we mentioned you'd get as your sign-up bonus, is a Kamen Rider sticker.
dun, 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 dun.
This is a Kamen Rider sticker of my own design, and this one features Takeshi Hongo in his original design.
Look at it. Look at it. It's so beautiful. Look at that Kamen Rider.
Kamen Rider Ichigo Ichigo.
He's so shiny. Look at the highlights.
He
Look
does
at
have
the
a
scarf,
sheen
you know-
to him, yeah.
You know
It's
you
like-
want this sticker. Don't even pretend like you don't
It
want
looks
this
so
sticker.
smooth.
I want this sticker and I already have this sticker.
Yeah.
You know you want this sticker.
And that covers our current tiers for now.
Yes. Which means it's time to get to Patreon goals. That's right. We got a couple of dollar amount goals that we want to hit on this Patreon. Those dollar amount goals unlock some fun prizes. The first of which is
Ridiculous.
probably my favorite and the silliest. Yeah.
I'll read this real quick and then I'll pass the baton for some
Mhm.
extra elaboration.
Yeah.
So our first goal is set at $25. It is a super long Silent Hills and the Electric Monster Kurage Doll Theory video essay. Presented by the Magical Whale Gopher, this super long video essay will attempt to connect the Silent Hill games to the Electric Monster Kurage Doll episode. Gopher, would you care to elaborate on your devilish schemes?
I don't know how it was brought up in the podcast, but it was brought up in the podcast. And I said for $25 on the Patreon, I'll do it. And I'm gonna do it if we get $25 on the Patreon.
Yeah.
The intent of this video is to make as long of an video essay as I possibly can. Editing, shortening up the script, what's that? No.
Nope,
No, we're
not
just,
here.
everything doesn't need to be reasonably sourced, just everything. And hopefully the most coherent and excessive essay about Kamen Rider and Silent Hills you'll ever see.
Just to interject slightly, I
Yeah.
want to say, if I recall correctly, I believe I heard target length was something to the tune of 4 hours. Yes.
I would like to get to 4 to 6. If I can, I certainly will.
There you go. If you ever thought, damn, I want to truly waste a day listening to someone try to connect the Silent Hills games to not even Kamen Rider as a whole series, but one specific episode of the first season of Kamen Rider, all
Okay,
you gotta
but
do is get us to $25.
may I interject and say, first of all, how dare you call that a waste of a day? That is literally what I
mean,
want to
yeah,
do with
that's-
my day.
Fair and valid.
As a bonus for this, just some background. This will be my most researched essay that I will ever write or have ever written. This includes advanced placement essays, college essays, just all that out the window for this, which will be my most researched and longest essay
Thank
probably
goodness.
ever.
Oh, excuse me.
You are excused.
Thank
Just
you.
if you've ever seen a video, it's just like, I'm gonna watch this, and I have no interest on the subject, but I'm gonna watch it anyway. That's the intent with this video here.
Shout out to that 3 hour, is it 3 hour video on why Steven Universe sucks?
Whoa, what?
Yeah, it's so
Yeah,
Wow.
something like
that one
It's
hitting the algorithms. Yeah.
2 or 3 hour long
Ooh.
video someone made on why Steven Universe sucks, and I'm just like, cool. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna click
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I was
Like,
thinking
don't
more
show
of
me
like
this again.
I was thinking more along the lines of the actually well researched and not of silly topic. Well, 7.5 hour Resident Evil review of the series.
Fair.
Yeah, and it's just something that you can work through so much as you're just doing whatever, and it's great.
Yeah, got yourself a laundry day planned? Well, have I got the background noise for you?
You should listen to.
What do I do with the
long-
other 6 hours?
Listen to a long time watcher, first time writer, and then when
Yeah,
you're
you
caught
can
up,
get 2 whole episodes in. Maybe 1 if we fucked up.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
we'll see down the line. We got
one
a
hour.
big one coming up.
Yeah.
for reference for any current viewers who are curious and haven't checked out our podcast yet, what is our average time? Somewhere between 3 and 4 hours these days.
Yeah, average episode time is probably about 3 hours. Because
Yeah.
luckily the 2 4-hour episodes are outliers and should not be counted.
We definitely make enough podcast per minute to be a weekly release. So we definitely make up for only releasing every other week.
Yeah.
Our next goal is at $50 a month. Monthly tokusatsu streams. Once a month we'll do a tokusatsu themed stream. $10 and up, patrons can provide suggestion and vote on what we do.
Yeah, so if you'll recall, we were talking about those streams at the $10 tier. Well, once we get to $50 on the Patreon, that is when those streams start happening. So just once a month, we will probably at the beginning of the month, I would say probably, we'll pull the Patreon. We'll say, hey, offer up some suggestions. Tell us what you think you'd like to see. We'll probably offer our own suggestions as well. Then after a couple of days, we'll put up a poll on the Patreon. We'll say, what do you want us to do this month for the stream? And if you are at least that $10 tier or higher, you get to vote in that poll. You get to choose what you want to see us do.
Yeah, super
And
exciting.
if we
Yeah.
don't
Just
get
dance
any,
for your amusement.
if we don't get any votes, we can always just turn on stream and just sit quietly for like 2 to 3 hours.
You know we can't do that.
Tea drinking ASMR stream.
I don't think there's any TOS against that, right?
No, I just
no.
mean we've never shut up in our damn lives.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Someone would say something about Kamen Rider and we'd be off to the races.
So I heard Kamen Rider exists. Oh,
What?
you heard Kamen Rider
On God?
exists?
No way.
I'm for this.
For
Dead ass.
Let me talk for 4.5 hours about nothing.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the podcast.
An hour.
That's a
which will be related to
$25
Kamen
goal.
Rider. Yeah.
We're just
Yeah.
back here.
It's all cyclical. It's just a loop.
I'm gonna probably have to use this as evidence somehow in the podcast or the essay.
I was
You'll-
going to
you'll
say
find a way to
evidence
make it
for
work.
what? Who's
Yeah.
arresting you?
The time police for wasting everyone's time with our dumbass 3-hour-long podcast.
We're just vibing.
Yeah,
We're just vibing.
yeah, truly we are just vibing and keeping it tight. But hey, we got more goals. So what happens if we go up a little dollar amount? Let's say maybe $100. He said, not remembering his own Patreon's goals.
Well, at $75 a month,
Ah, shit.
we will have Tokusatsu opening watch-along live streams.
Yes.
The month we hit this goal, we'll do an extra live stream where we do a Tokusatsu opening watch-along.
I am very excited for this one. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, same. There's so many great openings out there, and I
So
haven't
many.
even seen like a remote fraction of a percent of them.
I'm just quick poll of the cast while we're here. what would people be more interested in starting with between Sentai openings and Kamen Rider openings?
Ooh, I feel Kamen Rider's more on theme.
Mm.
And I don't know if it'll help us build some extra hype for whatever series we may do next.
I'm not sure.
I'd be fine with either. I think you're the longtime watcher. You get to take your pick on which one will make us lose our minds a little bit more.
It's tough to say because, like, I think Kamen Rider is definitely the wheelhouse, but it's like, and yeah, it'd be like, oh, this might be something we see later. But also, if we do see that later, part of me wants to keep that opening fresh if
Yeah.
we
That's
actually
true.
commit to watching a show. Whereas the Sentai stuff, I don't know if in our lifetime we would ever get to that. Well, who knows in the future, but just given our track record and vague plans, I don't know. So
Let us...
that,
Oh, sorry?
yeah, I don't know.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah, please. I can't make decisions on my own.
Please.
I'm physically unable to.
Next at $100, Old Kamen Rider video game streams. The month we hit this goal, we'll do an extra live stream where we show off old Kamen Rider games from the NES and SNES eras. Some examples being those games that I showed earlier. Yeah, these two.
Yeah. There you go.
I love these
Wow.
box arts.
Fats died. Those games are so good.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I mean,
we lost our longtime watcher.
He just
It's,
evaporated. Oh no, there he is.
There we go.
Well,
Sorry about
that-
that. Spectrum had to banish me to hell for a second because I
It's symbolic.
deigned to use my internet service.
it's symbolic because when I initially showed Fats, I mean, he might as well have basically died.
Yeah, that's fair. I know. Are we still talking about the opening live streams, or what are we talking about?
The old Kamen Rider video game streams.
Ah, yes. This is another stream that I'm extremely excited for. I mean, like Gopher said, when Gopher showed me the SNES Kamen Rider beat 'em up game, I lost my shit. It's so fucking cool. I really want us to get to $100 so we can play those.
Mhm. I cannot stress. I think these SNES Kamen Rider games might just be the most faithful video games I've ever seen, like
Truly.
adapted.
Ooh.
Yeah, like if we were
Yeah.
talking about like faithful recreation, like this was probably someone's like love letter to Kamen Rider in video game form.
Ah,
It's
be sure.
so good.
I love
But
it.
Also,
yeah.
I really want to play that baseball game that Shake showed us. If only because
Yes.
I want Godzilla and the kaijus to play against the Kamen Riders in baseball, and I want to see it now.
Unite my loves in one game.
Yes,
You might be-
exactly.
You
Now-
might be disappointed, but
No, just add
I can at least do
Jason
them
and
2 matches.
there and good.
We have
I don't want to give too much away.
Yes, we'll keep it a secret for now.
Yeah.
And our very last goal, currently
final
on
goal.
the Patreon, dun-dun-dun-dun, at $175 a month, bonus
That's a lot of buckaroonies.
Tokusatsu episode. The month we hit this goal, we'll do an extra episode about another Tokusatsu show. $10 and up patrons will get to suggest and vote on what we do.
Are we
I'm not
are we
gonna
gonna
lie.
commit to that from the start? Because I know we have discussed a certain thing.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
a lot.
I was just about to say. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not sure why I put that stipulation on there because even as I was creating this goal and putting that in there, I was like, I'm 95% sure this episode's gonna be about Spider-Man, but I figure $175 is a lot of money. Depending on how many Patreons we have, there might be some differing opinions.
I mean,
Better not.
maybe at some point we can make the Spider-Man on our own. Granted,
Yeah.
if we show people anything about Emissary of Hell Spider-Man, I trust that people might show interest.
Yeah,
Like-
if you haven't looked up Emissary of Hell Spider-Man on your own, or seen the wonderful gifs of him that sometimes get used as reaction images or memes on the internet, I think my personal favorite of those is the one where he is just crawling around on the ground and then he starts banging on the ground with a wrench.
Fort of the Boreal Path.
Yep, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, so I guess for people who might not know, in 1970, I want to say 7. Yes? No. 78, I think. The people who were making Super Sentai decided that they were going to stop for a brief year. They got a license with Marvel and they put out a Spider-Man show that is in the same vein, and it is wild in the best way. Just some minor spoilers for you so you can understand how wild it is. Spider-Man gets his powers from an alien who is also a spider. Spider-Man has a giant flying jet that turns into a giant robot named Leopardon. And that giant robot jet combination is the reason why there are now giant robots in Super Sentai. So
Thank
if you
God.
want to, yeah,
No
if you want to see
exaggeration.
the progenitor of that, yeah, literally no exaggeration. That's why they're in there. That show and Stan Lee is why those have been included. So thank you very much for your hard work, Stan. So if you want to see the progenitor of all that craziness, get us to $175 and then vote for Spider-Man. Although obviously we are saying tokusatsu shows, so you are open to all sorts of options. You can make us watch Super Sentai, you can make us watch Ultraman, you can make us watch whatever falls in the tokusatsu umbrella.
Make us watch tattooed teenage alien fighters from Beverly Hills.
Oh, please don't make us watch. I'd rather watch Masked Rider. I'm gonna be honest.
Go
That's my
Jiban.
goal.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, truly.
Make us
Go
watch
find
the
some-
Guyver.
Yeah, make us watch the Guyver.
Like real talk. I want to watch.
Yeah,
the
but
Guyver.
before we just do it ourselves.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah,
We're at-
you know
we're
what?
at heavy
Absolutely,
risk.
go Tetsu. You can make us watch Mystic Knights of Tir na Nog.
Absolutely.
As much as I try to forget that show. You can make us watch Big Bad Beetleborgs. You can make us watch the actual Kabuto B fighters. You can make us watch Space Sheriff Gavin. You can make us watch whatever the 2-in-1 robot is, whose name I can't remember now. All sorts of
Godzilla.
options. Yeah, I guess you technically could make us watch Godzilla, huh?
Yeah.
I think that counts.
Lots and
Yeah.
lots of Godzilla movies. I think the only ones that kind of don't really count as tokusatsu are the ones that are entirely CG.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're just using the whole definition of tokusatsu.
The whole
Technically-
definition is
Technically, we
yeah,
are.
so Gotetsu's got it. Yeah, VR Troopers, Superhuman, Samurai Cyber Squad, whatever you want. But you gotta get us to $175 a month first. And you got to be at least at the $10 Patreon tier so you can vote on it.
Otherwise, you're at the will of the masses.
Yep. But that is the Patreon. Thank you for checking it out. If you want to drop a link to that in the chat again so people can go take a look at it if they are so inclined. With that, we will go ahead and get into the Q&A section of this, I suppose. We'll see
Yep.
how long we'll spend on this because admittedly there are not a ton of questions that got asked, but there are at least some.
We will answer them to the best of our abilities. I
Yeah.
do have our questions here ready for us. Shall I simply get us going?
Yeah, get us going.
All right. The first question we were posed on our survey was, what's been your fave shocker monster so far in the series?
Who would
Go
like
down
to-
a line.
Yeah,
Who would like to
let's-
start? Yeah.
Who's about to steal Chameleon Man right out from the rest of us?
Me, Chameleon
Well-
Man.
Well, all right, Shakes. That means you have to talk about why you like Chameleon Man so much.
Chameleon Man fucking rules. The end.
Got anything else for us?
No, Chameleon Man was probably like the strongest early game reason in the show for us to keep going. Not that
Yeah.
we had any lack of motivation, but like if you were, I don't know, if I was watching this live in the 70s, Chameleon Man would probably be the episode where I went, "Oh shit, okay." Like
Oh, wait, Common Rider Flex actually.
yeah, this is getting real good. Like
I mean, we've all seen Pongo. We know he does.
Well,
yeah, I mean,
I mean,
we all knew that.
absolutely.
Common Rider
I mean,
Flex.
we've seen Hayato.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because I mean...
And-
Anyway, sorry.
a little taste. This is a little taste of the episodes.
Yeah.
little
Have you ever wondered? Hey.
Someone
They keep
says
co-
Hongo and we all lose our shit.
Yeah.
Someone says Pringles, and we all just.
It's King Fats' fault.
It is.
Usually.
But it doesn't change the fact.
Get out of my way. I'm trying to walk down the hallway with my 600 IQ Pringles.
Just swanging like a fucking pendulum.
God.
It's like one of those axe traps in the hallway in a video game. Sense Fortress ass motherfucker.
We
Cleave.
can't. We have to keep going.
Sliced in twain.
Anyways, Chameleon Man, I think it might also be a bit of early show bias, I
Mm.
guess,
Mm-hmm.
because he stuck out first.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was like a genuinely intimidating presence, weirdly, for being a weird chameleon. Like he's right there. He's on the screen right now.
Yeah, he's just a weird bumpy chameleon, dude.
He looks like a weird bumpy chameleon man, but they made him like actually cunning, and they were still like very visibly tying in the Nazi stuff.
Mm.
So he had this sort of backing, this real world evil backing to him that he was very openly leaning on. That also I think was very effective, and they just did some really fun creative shots of them. It was a two-parter, right?
Yeah,
Like-
that's
Yeah.
the first two-parter we
It
ever
was
get,
the
actually.
first two-parter, yeah. So he was like a whole deal, and it became this episode that wasn't about just punching the monster and winning. For once, like he does that at the end, of course, but
Yeah.
but you know, we get the fucking gold like coffin reveal.
Yeah.
Like,
Hitler's
Yeah.
secret treasure gift.
Hitler's secret treasure. We get
Threw
All
it into the
kinds.
ocean.
We get the white dude. We get to watch
We get-
Chameleon Man and his goons beat up a child.
the first acknowledgement of Tachibana and Ruriko like being members of Kamen Rider's posse and being a threat to Shocker.
Yeah, true.
It's all there. Chameleon Man is such a great episode, set
Mhm.
of episodes. There's probably better monsters, but man,
I mean,
he
Chameleon.
still has made such an impression.
Yeah,
he's the
there's a
bar.
reason why we're still talking about him.
Mm.
I also
He is
don't
the
want to
bar we measure our
understate.
Doberman by.
Yeah. I also don't want to understate the creative shots that they used, because they have like shots that I still think about pretty much daily, of just like the punching the actual camera and it's like shattering to
Oh,
the
yeah.
rider punch.
The fucking Rider chop
Yeah,
was
ooh,
so dope.
Yeah. And then like when Chameleon Man's pressing on the glass to get in, and they just like shatter. And it's
Mm.
like, oh, it's just really good.
That one was was doing the Weekend at Bernie's bit.
Oh god, was that
Yeah,
really was?
that's
Oh my
that's
God.
Chameleon Man.
So
What's
many classics. Jeez.
Let's cut to it.
True
Girl
powered
bosses
queens like you shaking in your boots.
God. I
Yeah,
almost
good ass
forgot
lines
that
out
one.
of Shiro.
I miss Shiro. Shiro's great. Queens.
Mm.
Should we just go in order? Go for would you like to go next?
Yeah, I would say Chameleon Man as well, but to avoid redundancy, I think the second favorite and I'm sorry for stealing this from others because I know that's probably going to be at least on B's list, is Peeled Gorilla.
Oh, that's fair.
I love Peeled Gorilla.
Challenge, remember Peeled Gorilla's name.
God.
Can you do it?
Bowl something.
B, can you remember Peeled Gorilla's real name?
Darn it, I had to look it up just the other day, just for the last episode, because I was like, I call him Peeled Gorilla in my head. It was like Mog something.
Yeah, I got the first 3 letters and was able to look it up at least.
Like Moguras or Mogu something. What
you
is,
were
they
so
all ended
close.
something. Like Moguras or Mogurus or Moguranda or
Yeah, it's
Moguronia.
Mogurang.
Moguranda?
Yeah.
Mogurang, Mogurang.
Mogurang. Okay.
And I
We were
love
both so close.
I love Peeled Gorilla
He's good.
because I think on the opposite spectrum of Chameleon Man, he was not really intimidating.
No.
The episode was a bit of a mess. And just this guy looks like an idiot, and I love it.
To be fair, like, Mogurang is kind of made out of random people.
Yeah.
That's another thing, is that I think the implication was that they're just turning other people into Peeled Gorillas, and it's just like, it's something that Kamen Rider or the Shocker hadn't really done before. And I just remember all the scenes where he pulls Kamen Rider underground, just doing his like weird or whatever his laugh was. And it's just great. There's no deeper meaning to my enjoyment of Peeled Gorilla other than Peeled Gorilla. It's very surface value, but I love it so.
Hey, you know, sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah.
I guess that makes me next.
Yes.
I've been looking and I'm still having trouble.
I'm so sorry.
Who's my favorite Shocker monster?
I knew whoever went first was going to say Chameleon Man, and the rest of us would be like, oh, damn it.
Yeah.
Can I give like a top 4? Because I think I'm between
Top
4,
four.
honestly.
Am I not allowed to touch any of these 4 if you pick 4?
No, I will not say that. I will allow you to touch my 4. Since I didn't have the balls to be able to pick one favorite.
No monogamy, got it. Let's go. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is a polycule if ever there was one.
Open monster relationship.
Yeah. So definitely top 4 in order of appearance for sure. I think are Spider-Man, Batman, Sabotegron, and Pyrosaurus.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't think there will ever be a day in life where I don't love Spider-Man, and I think a lot of that is largely because he's like the first Shocker monster, but also he's got such a good look. I mean, look at him. He's right there in the corner. He's got a great look. He's got a good-ass power. He's got that fucking Garfield-ass spider tracker.
I liked the big, fat, like 8-inch wide monster tracker.
Yeah. It's so ridiculous, but it's also so good. I will admit that Batman, I do like Batman, but more of my love of Batman is from the episode than of the Batman himself.
Yeah.
Because that's the episode that
Yes.
gives us Hongo Murderface. And
I was going
also,
to say, that was the episode that made me fall in love with Hongo.
yeah, that episode is insane in all of the best ways.
So the cure's in your body.
That's all I need to know.
Just
Honestly,
rips
I'll
this
just
dude's arms
just
off.
Kamen Rider in general with Batman is just, it fell into place with its moody atmosphere, its
Yeah.
weirdness, and granted that lasted for another episode, but by that time I was already hooked, so
Yeah,
Oh.
this
Sorry, I suddenly just remembered that woman who got kneed to death.
oh yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, the
wild
Batman
first 3
episode-
episodes.
is
Yeah.
the episode where they really truly kind of locked in their idea of like, we want to do a children's horror show. Like that is absolutely what the Batman episode is, and it's great. Sabotegron is just fun for a lot of reasons, like just the existence of Chaco, Mexico, the whole thing with the exploding cacti and the cactus sword. The introduction of Hayato is great. The fact that, like I said in the episode, he is the Tequila Gundam of Shocker monsters,
God.
which I'm always gonna have a special place in my heart for Tequila Gundam, which means I gotta have a special place in my heart for Sabotegron. And then, I mean, Pyrosaurus, like, what I could talk about Pyrosaurus for hours. It's the wrestling episode. You get
Yeah.
Hurricane Joe, you get fucking Devil Mask, you get the fucking final confrontation in the wrestling ring. There's so much that is right about the fucking Pyrosaurus episode and Pyrosaurus
First
as a monster.
non-lethal Kamen Rider defeat.
Yeah, first Shocker monster to kill itself because
Yeah.
the dumbass couldn't handle his own poison gas. There's
Also
the fucking, there's the scene in the club. Like, there's so much about the Pyrosaurus episode and the Pyrosaurus that's so good.
The opening buzz scene too.
Yeah,
Just like, oh, this guy's competent. You're no Squirtle.
yeah. Well,
Well,
that
I
was right
mean,
up until the point where he killed himself.
Yeah, until
Well,
he died from his
yeah.
own poison.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's my top 4 Kamen Rider monsters.
Oof. Okay. Well, you actually elaborated on the one I was thinking of talking about
Oh
the
yeah,
most. I was thinking of maybe saying Pyrosaurus, possibly
fair.
out of a love-hate relationship. One, I do also find it hilarious that Pyrosaurus just killed itself and immediately got replaced. Two, Pyrosaurus to this day still has the highest kill count of any Shocker cyborg.
Mm,
It's
yeah,
true.
that's fair.
It even if you count them both separately, they still have the highest individually.
A bus and a building full.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
The next runner-up. Maybe I'll give it to our next runner-up. So episode 2, The Terrifying Batman, was the episode I fell in love with Hongo, and while I do feel like episode 6, when Chameleon Man came in, was definitely where I felt like the competency of Shocker was finally somewhat kind of a thing for once ever.
Didn't last long, did it? But-
Yeah, no, not even remotely.
Unfortunately, that aside. I think the first time I felt like Shocker was actually kind of really a potentially large threat was episode 3 with Scorpion Man.
Yeah, that's fair.
Scorpion
Yeah.
Man still has one of the highest kill counts of the entire Shocker Cyborg lineup, and it also showed us some of the other workings of Shocker, that they had kidnapped people and were using them for human experimentation and weapons testing. They literally had a cell full of 15 people that they were just doing stuff to, as opposed to most other episodes. For the sake of simplicity, I completely understand, but generally speaking, you never feel like Shocker's doing anything outside of what they're currently doing at that very moment.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with Scorpion Man, they had just a bunch of people that they had already kidnapped and been doing stuff to, and when they decided that, you know, they had a new monster that they wanted to, you know, do a test on, they were like, okay, well, unleash them, and we'll do one final test on them. And it was brutal. It was horrible.
Yeah.
You see most of these people get taken out very, very quickly. And this is back when my girl, Special Effects Plywood was still around.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
The queen.
They got liquidated.
Yeah,
They really did.
They got melted. It was horrible.
That's also
Oh.
the episode where fucking Kamen Rider poison Rana's someone on a rock.
It is.
Yes. Oh my god.
And Goomba stomps several dudes with
Yeah.
splashes of blood.
Oh
Yeah,
yes.
I forgot about the Goomba stomps.
Those Goomba Stomps rule. I wish they'd
Good
come
ass
back.
Goomba Stomps. Same.
Did you have anything more on the Monster Bee? Sorry, I had.
No, not necessarily. I was just thinking of asking like a follow-up question if everyone's interested.
Yes, with
Of
it.
course.
What is your least favorite shocker monster thus far?
Least favorite shocker monster.
It's a
Um,
tie.
Okay, you've got a tie,
Well-
so go for it.
I guess it's a tie. I'm looking through a few that I hate actually already. Fuck. It's actually, I don't know if it's a tie, but it's a hard decision because there's like maybe 4 that I could name off the top of my head. I mean, we all hate Cobra Man. It's pretty established.
So
We all
here's
hate
the thing.
Cobra Man,
The-
yes.
The reason I wasn't gonna put Cobra Man on my list is the same reason I wasn't gonna put Gemmageiler on my list, because at least they're funny,
Yeah.
right? Like Cobra Man and Gemmageiler suck so bad that it at least loops back around to being funny. I was actually thinking about in my sights at the moment were Bee Woman, Trilo
Aw.
Bronzo, and fucking Flying Squirtle.
Flying Squirtle is very prominent in my mind as far
Yeah.
as things I fucking hate to look at and
He
see and
just
spend 20
sucked.
minutes watching.
Yeah,
Mookadelis also. That episode was really funny and had a lot of wild shit. But man, Mookadelis himself.
Yeah, Mookadelis kind of doesn't do jack. But also, I feel like he also gets the is kind of funny pass. He's silly to look at the very least.
Mm.
And he had a crew of monsters being teachers,
Yeah.
which was also pretty funny.
I don't know. It's just that, and that's the reason why my mind went to the Bee Woman, because she's kind of just like, she's such a nothing shocker monster. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
like her plan really doesn't work worth a damn. She herself is not all that impressive. Like the fight scene with Bee Woman isn't great. Like the best thing about the Bee Woman episode is the bee themed shocker base.
Yeah, that's
And-
fair.
That's just not a great look.
I do have a not necessarily a counterpoint, but I must remind
Please.
Antlion.
But he's got the DSLs.
Yeah, exactly. What the fuck is that guy on? What kind of
How dare you.
Botox shit?
Slander my Botox queen, Antlion.
Yeah.
I hate you.
Antlion is such a fucking jobber.
Yeah, Antlion is absolutely a jobber, and he doesn't do anything. But
He doesn't do a
gets-
single fucking thing.
He is another one who kind of gets a pass on being ridiculous to look at. Also, he kind of he is not. Antlion is not the focus of his own episode. The focus of the
Yeah.
Antlion episode is Colonel Zol.
He gets outclassed immediately.
It's a
You know,
shame.
It actually might. Now that I'm remembering it, it might be Antlion for me.
You think so?
Because, like, Squirtle at least had interesting powers. You know?
Not that he ever used them.
No, of course not.
No.
Squirtle was Rodan of Kamen Rider. And that's
Mhm.
rad. And
How?
it makes me so upset that just nothing happened. But I'm just remembering that scene in Antlion where he just, like, is fighting Kamen Rider and then just kind of leaves.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was
It's
about,
like,
to,
wow.
about to get
God.
pissed at this Rodan slander. I'm not going to have it.
I'm not
Powers
slandering
being
Rodan.
not the-
Okay.
Yeah, we're saying the real Rodan would
Yes.
have been more effective.
I had to
Oh,
stop myself
absolutely.
for a second.
No, Rodan
I
is
heard
awesome.
it. I heard it. I heard
Rodan-
bees. I heard bee clenching their fist for a moment.
the Xehanort glove sound.
Yeah.
No, let me specify. Rodan is amazing, and that's why it makes Squirtle all the more frustrating,
Mhm.
because same sort of power set, none of the coolness.
You're 100. I agree completely. I'm sorry. I almost lost my mind for a moment.
Poor
Yeah.
Bee was
I-
seeing red.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Just
Don't
about
worry.
to unleash the Hongo Fury.
All kaiju are absolutely incredible.
All kaiju
Well-
are queens.
Well,
Well,
of the ones I have watched, which is up to like the 60s.
y'all seen my man King Caesar? He's so ugly.
Fucking King Caesar.
I love King Caesar, but he's so ugly.
Oh boy.
Boy, yeah, okay.
Oh, that's bad. I
Oh.
love
Yeah,
him.
no, King Caesar ain't great.
He's like, ooh, he's like
That's a
someone
gross.
definitely tried to look at Gremlins and was like, I can do that.
It's a stray
Yeah.
dog.
that
That's
used
a
to be a
poodle who
stray
lost
dog.
his home.
Do you mind if I post a reference in chat?
Oh, please
for-
do.
Please. While you're doing that, I will
Sure.
say shout out King Caesar for, if I recall correctly, being one of the few Godzilla monsters to get 2 cards in the Godzilla Magic the Gathering crossover.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I forgot that came
he's
up.
like one of the only ones, aside from like all of the different versions of Godzilla, I think it's like
Wow.
him and Mecha Godzilla are the only ones that have 2 cards.
It's always Mecha Godzilla.
It's always Mecha Godzilla.
I mean,
always
come on,
Mechagodzilla.
it's Mechagodzilla.
I think
The
Mecha
mo-
Godzilla's overrated. There's my hot take.
Oh
Damn.
shit. Well, you're probably right. But
Yeah, I mean honestly,
I
but
was-
him cool robot.
Yeah.
him cool robot.
I think the kaiju from, oh god, what was it? There's a Pringles robot kaiju,
Uh-huh.
and I love it.
Oh, Jet Jaguar.
No, not actual
No.
Pringles. Let me see if
Oh.
I can find it quickly.
I'm
Curious
truly.
Here's what you mean on that.
Yeah.
If it's not Jet Jaguar, who does kind of look like the Pringles can mascot
No.
in face, or Jack Nicholson. Take your
The
pick.
nose looks like a Pringle, or not
Oh.
Pringles, a Bugle.
A bugle.
Bugle. My mistake.
Much
uh,
different.
Bugle.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm very curious who it is.
that sounds. I feel like I remember a monster just having a big old cone nose like that, but I can't
Yeah.
think of who it is.
The
You got this. You can find them.
In the meantime, while you're looking for that, King Fats, who is your least favorite shocker monster?
Oh, I'm still on.
Unless you got all your opinions out already, agreeing with the other nominations.
I mean, yeah, no, I think I got to give it to Bee Woman. Yeah.
Okay.
sad but very fair.
I wanted, before we moved on from that, I did realize, kind of as we were discussing, that I have a few honorable mentions.
For best or
for,
worst.
For best.
Okay, that's with it.
At least, I don't think they're gonna make best for me, but I like them a lot. Where'd the list go? There it is. Connie Bubbler, honorable mention, Connie Bubbler.
Hell yeah, Kanye Bubbler.
I like
Love his
Connie Bubbler
jeans.
a lot.
I
Or
really-
whatever,
I-
whatever that thing that looked like pants.
One of these days I'm gonna PO commission. I'm gonna commission PO for Connie Bubbler and jorts.
In jorts, yeah.
Juicy.
Shoutouts to my man Hito Danger.
Hell yeah,
he wants a hug.
give me a hug, cuz.
It's delightful to look at.
I love looking at Hito
And
Danger.
shout out the Shocker Fried Chicken that he works out of.
Yeah. I love that episode. It's such a nothing episode, and
It's-
he's really
yeah.
dumb, and I love him. I love his name. I think it's one of the best puns that they have.
Yeah.
But actual honorable mention, and I'm surprised it got left out, is Dokugonder.
Oh,
Gundam.
fair,
The moth
Dokugonder.
version of Dokugonder.
He's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, good old poison Mothdar. Yeah, Dokugonder. Yeah, specifically moth version Dokugonder is very good.
Mhm.
Epitome of monster design so far. Like,
Yeah, to this point, I do still think he is probably one of the best looking Shocker Kaijin. That suit is just outstanding.
so fluffy.
So,
so
fun.
fluffy.
Also, now that Gopher has posted him for us to see,
Bugles.
who is this man?
Let me post
Uh,
that for other people to
yeah.
look at since we're going to talk about it. There we go.
That is the robot that shows up for like 5 minutes of the Mysterions.
Oh, sick! I love this guy. I love fucking
Yeah.
Grounder from Sonic the Hedgehog the animated
It's
series.
and it's so
Oh god, it is
stupid. I love
grounded.
it.
Oh, rough.
I'm gonna beat up these tanks, your rottenness.
From
Oof.
1957. There you go.
Yeah, that's a robot
it's
from
it's his
1957.
grandpa.
It's
Yeah.
it's not great movie, but I love that robot design.
It's a good robot design.
It delights me.
I truly have never seen this man before in my life, and that is a shame because I love him.
If I were to pick a least favorite monster,
Yeah.
I would probably say Tokagaron.
Oh, which one's Tokagaron again?
The like Godzilla ripoff
Oh
soccer
yeah,
player.
the big lizard. Yeah,
Big
that
lizard.
asshole.
Killed Hongo.
Yeah, like not only does he suck, he's the last episode we see Hongo in.
Mm-hmm.
And
So-
not even like actually see Hongo.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it.
That's fair.
You don't
He
deserve
sucks,
this
man.
honor. He just when I say he's a Godzilla ripoff, it's mostly because he is Big Lizard and he does Godzilla's original signature attack aside from the radiation ray, which is he kicks Big Rock good.
Him do kick Big Rock good.
He's so good at kicking Big Rock. I love how that episode and guy sucked so bad that they just sort of pretended that might as well have never happened and reused the entire arc
Yep.
that went on in that episode for Hayato later,
It's
Yeah,
great.
they sure did.
I mean,
It's
including the special move.
oh, he sucks. I hate him.
I mean, yeah, I have to give it to you on that one because like this dude sucks so bad that you said his name and I didn't remember who the fuck you were talking about.
I was so curious if anyone would remember because we never bring him up. We don't
We
talk
don't ever
about him.
we don't talk about this man.
Do not talk about Tokagaron.
Yeah, I think I've brought him up a couple times, but it's always been like soccer dinosaur. Like I don't call him by his name because I don't remember it.
I mean that's a better name for him.
Yeah, really.
It's definitely easier to remember him that way.
Yeah, Big Lizard.
Big Lizard. That covers it for
Damn.
our first question. On to the next one.
What's the next one?
What has been your favorite fight so far?
Hmm.
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 That
I think I know. I will let others ruminate. But I think I do actually know
Hmm.
which fight is my favorite so far.
I think I'll hold off. Or we can just go in the order we've been going in if we'd like.
Sure.
God no.
Go
shit,
go!
Welcome to
got
the
nothing.
spotlight.
Oh no, I don't have anything for this one. Chameleon. No. I mean, Chameleon Man's fight was really fucking good
you've
For
chosen
its-
the free
for
space.
its-
Bingo.
for its simplicity. So yeah, I'm not going to choose the free space bingo of Kamen Rider. God, it's tough. There's so many good ones there. Like when it comes to actual fight quality, it's real rough. It's a pretty big toss up between Scorpion Man.
That's fair. Scorpion Man is a good ass fight.
The actual in-ring fight with Pyrosaurus is, it's
Ooh yeah.
Mhm.
it's near and dear to my heart and Fats' heart, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Iconic.
God, see, I'm in the space where I know I'm forgetting something. Where there was something where I was just like, oh shit. You know what? No. You know what?
Might as
The
well-
confrontation with Kinokamog, where everybody
Oh,
got
the
involved.
one, yeah, where everyone
Yes.
when they stormed that like abandoned town. Yeah,
Well,
that's
not
a good
just
ass
that.
fight
I think the final one too. The final one too is worth it. Because he starts with the rescue of them. And and Mari's sword, I think, was like the catalyst for Kamen Rider to start rescuing people. Like she drops it down the cliff and he takes it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
then-
that's the second fight.
Yeah, and then starts whipping ass, and then the Rider girls free themselves, and then also
Yeah.
start whipping ass. And there's that exchange with Taki where they're like, "Ah, you done, like you guys done being so active," and they're like, "Not a chance."
Yeah.
Like, oh man, yeah, that fight's really good. And then he kicks
Yeah.
him so hard the entire fucking
Mountain
like
explodes.
ancient, real historical landscape cave system fucking blows itself up.
Yeah,
It's a good
Kinokamolga's a good
It's
ass
a good
fight.
There you go. I'll settle on that hill.
What about you? Go for what you got for us.
Good question. I'm tempted to say the most recent fight we've seen.
That's fair. You certainly can. It was a good fight.
It was. I know that we talked about some of the issues that would have made it so much cooler, but it was also just a fight that had a lot of. It was very intense and heavy feeling. I really like that in a fight. Trying to think, so. Another one that sticks out to me is probably Batman. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if not just for the finisher.
Yeah.
I still
Watching
remember.
Hongo just throw
Yeah.
Batman off of a roof.
It wasn't even just being thrown off the roof, because we see that again.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember that when we were watching it for the first time, we all just kind of stopped and were like, "Whoa, that is so much blood! Is this really a good show?"
That's
Yeah.
the one where they
Like-
drip the blood onto the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when Batman hits the ground, it's not a drop or two, it's not a spill, it is a splash of like an entire gallon bucket, and I'm just like, wow, that is brutal.
Yeah, the Batman fight is fucking insane in the best way.
And also, it's just like lit in the dark, and it's very contrasting and intense, like the original episodes usually tend to be. And it's like the goal here is not even just to kill him, but to also rip off his arm. And it's just so brutal. So I think those are my two contenders there.
That's fair.
How about
Yeah.
you?
So mine actually is not a fight with any kind of shocker kaijin, since the question did not specify.
Oh
mine
no.
Mine is the fight between Taki and Hayato
Damn it.
in the
Oh
I'm
yeah,
sorry, B.
yeah.
In the
Damn.
fucking what's it called episode? I don't remember the episode now, but the one where
It was the anteater.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
the
the
gay one.
Antikabari episode. Yeah. I just that is the type of shit that I fucking love in Kamen Rider. Just two dudes hashing it out because they gotta. Because someone needs to understand something, because someone needs to become stronger, because the right thing needs to be done. Like, it just, the framing of that fight, the atmosphere of the fight, the music, the fact that Taki just shows up out of nowhere, he doesn't say anything, he just punches Hayato in the face, and Hayato's just like, oh good, you understand, and they just start going for it. That fight fucking, mwah, mwah, chef's kiss.
It's
What a great fight.
And also, I mentioned it briefly, but it's so gay.
It's so gay.
It's very gay. Oh,
It's just so good.
Love when the Kamen Rider gay.
Yeah.
Crud, all of my top picks have been gone through.
Oh,
I
sorry,
know.
B.
I guess after, let's see, there's because I love that group fight. I love the Batman. Like I said, that was the episode I was like, I like fell in love with Hongo. Taki and Hayato's gay fight in the sunset with the trumpet in the back.
Sure.
oh.
Yes.
We already talked about Chameleon Man, I think. And Pyrosaurus's wrestling match.
We brought them
Uh,
up briefly, but I don't think they have been officially chosen by anyone. If you do want to take those,
Well, I feel like it's the low-hanging fruit choice. I guess I could say the Chameleon Man one. as my easy choice, being that, God, and I don't go for mention this, but this was back when, like, the cinematography was, like, really wild in this show.
Mhm.
And I honestly kind of miss it. It was jarring at times, but I do also think back to those shots a lot. They were really unorthodox, but they were really cool.
Yeah.
You know what actually, like, I miss? Big shout out to Upside Down Hallway Fight
Yeah, I was
from
just gonna
Scorpion
say.
Man.
Yeah.
Just drop
fucking
the
just drop the camera. It's fine. We'll just film it upside down, ass.
Also,
Like-
those random shocker ladies.
Yeah.
Remember when that would happen?
Yeah,
and
that happened once.
it
Yep.
happened, I think, for the first 3 episodes.
And then they
And
disappeared
then
forever.
They disappeared.
Right,
It's
they were just part
insane.
of the menacing crew that just came around and looked at Hongo menacingly and did nothing else.
They didn't do much else.
Speaking of early episodes, I guess partial joke answer. I love Scorpion Man because of the Goomba stomps.
Yeah, that's fair. The
I-
Goomba stomps are very
Genuinely
good.
love it. Genuinely love the Goomba Stomp fight.
Sincerely wonderful. Yeah, this show has so many great fights. It's
It really
hard to go
does.
wrong. But it also has
Yeah,
so many fights that sometimes I'm like, crud, which ones do I pick?
Yeah, that's fair. There are a lot. I mean, there's just a lot of fights in this show in general.
Mm-hmm.
I do think the earlier ones are probably generally better, just because they're weird.
Mm.
Like I've seen a lot of good fight cinematography, but something about Kamen Rider's weirdness of just speeding up the animation of the mooks just rolling around Kamen Rider, and then like
Yeah.
reversing it 3 times, and then just having shots that linger for way too long, and then like just cutting the camera to weird angles that you're not gonna see because they're not good angles, but still doing it anyway. It's just, I love it. It is. Those episodes are clearly, they didn't know what they were doing, but they loved doing it.
Yeah. You speak of like weird fights in the early episodes, but that are still really cool. And I think of I want to say it is the second. No, is it the Mantis Man episode or? It's the second part of one of the Hayato episodes, one of the earlier ones, where they've kidnapped some kid. I don't think it's Goro though, and Hayato is going to free him with Tachibana, and they have that fight in the minefield, so shit keeps blowing up.
Oh
yeah.
God, yeah.
That fight's
Oh my
that's
god.
a
Early-
good ass fight. I don't
Early
remember
Hayato, isn't it?
what
Was
Or is it
episode-
a
yeah,
late
it's-
Hongo?
it's a very early Hayato.
That wasn't Sabotegron, was it?
No, it wasn't Sabotegron and it wasn't Pyrosaurus. It might have been Kita Danger?
No, that wasn't the minefield.
No, the Hito
No,
Danger was
yeah,
part
that's
of
right.
the
It wasn't Hito Danger.
hot summer sequence.
Yeah.
It might have been Yamogelis.
Yeah, maybe it was Diamogelis. Yeah, maybe it was actually a Hongo episode. I
Yeah,
don't
'cause
remember
that-
exactly whose episode it was. I just no, okay, no. it
No,
wasn't
Yamogelis is the fucking death ray. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh
Yamogelis
man,
is the one who was
shout
killed
out
by
to
a random
Yamogelis.
guy.
Yamogelis
Oh.
is the one that did the little death ray and then slid down the
Yep.
slide. I'm sorry, I changed my answer. He's my favorite.
Fair.
Oh, he was just so delighted.
There's part of my
was so
brain that wants
happy.
to say it's Mantis Man, but I don't think that's right.
It might be.
I only remember.
Maybe it's Mantis Man.
Did they get mines that early? I thought it took them a little while to get explosives. And
Yeah,
drone
that's what I'm
techniques.
also considering.
Yeah. I wish I could remember exactly what episode it was in. I just remember it was great.
No, yeah, it wasn't Mantis Man.
Oh yeah, Mantis Man was the one where Hongo had like a college friend or something, and she gets kidnapped, and it turns
Mhm.
out she's been brainwashed into working with Shocker, and they lock him in a box, and the explosion transforms him.
Yep.
Oh, that was so good.
Ugh.
I love Kamen Rider.
It's
It's a good
so
ass show.
good, actually.
uh,
I have to find this minefield. I know this minefield exists.
Yeah, I know it exists. I just don't.
I was looking up the
truly-
second Sabotegron, but no, that's the one where they blow up that eagle head. Or wait, or is that the same episode?
oh, I don't
No,
know.
I don't think it's the same episode.
Was the minefield just a separate fight?
Was it?
There was. I
Was
could
it
have.
Sar?
see.
Oh, yes, it was Saracenian.
Is it fucking Saracenian?
Yes, it's Saracenian.
Episode 4? Wow, okay. Right,
about
yeah, this guy
95%
just
sure
ran
it's
into the back of
Saracenian.
the room and died. Incredible.
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 What a good ass show.
As you can see, we can talk about this for so long. Oh god.
Good. Yeah, truly.
We should move
Just-
on to our next question
yeah.
before we get too sidetracked.
Yeah.
Alright. Our question is, who has been your favorite civilian character?
I'm gonna go ahead and jump in early and just say Shiro.
Sure. Yeah.
Just gonna steal that one from y'all.
Yeah.
Are we counting? Okay, so when we say civilian,
I think
are we
Taki
counting the crew
counts-
or random guest characters?
I think
I'd
anyone
say
who's not a
both.
common writer or a shocker agent counts, right?
Yeah.
I
I
am
guess so, yeah.
They're technically.
personally.
Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say I was personally going to avoid mentioning Tachibana, and the Rado girls don't do enough to not be civilian.
Honestly, I
Um,
was kind of hoping someone would pick up the Tachibana slack for me.
No, because Tachibana, like he is just foaming at the mouth to be a common writer.
That doesn't
Yeah,
make
but
him
he's
not a
not.
civilian, though.
Yeah, he's still a
Yeah, but
civilian.
he's like I could.
He's
if we're
FBI though.
including, if we're
No, he's
including
not. That's
Tach-
Taki.
Yeah, Tachibana.
Oh, I'm
yeah.
sorry, Tachibana. I
Yeah.
my brain.
Tachibana's
mixes
just an
that
old dude.
shit.
Like Tachibana is probably easily my favorite after Shiro, if not just tied.
Mhm.
But I don't even think we get a name for my third runner-up.
Who's your third runner-up?
But actually, we should go in orders.
Oh,
that
fair
we've been
enough.
Going in.
All right, Shakes, what you got for us?
I already bucked it anyways.
Yeah.
The crying kid from Saraceni. No.
I was sure you were gonna go with Oto-san, Tasukete,
Ohio.
That kid. Listen, Saracenian kid walks so that kid can run.
Yeah, really.
Okay. I gotta respect the originals.
Yeah,
Um,
but to be fair, both of them tripped so the fucking Jelly Doll kid could soar. That Jelly
That's
Doll
fair.
kid did a great job.
He's awesome. Okay, so like of the crew,
Yeah, sure. We can make that
I'm gonna
two separate
separate.
options.
I'm gonna separate them. So I like fucking. I'm a little torn. I kind of like Mari, but
No, that's fair. That's
but
fair.
I'm me. So, and I just like it when they give her a chance to use a sword and
Yeah.
and kill a man. But real talk, Goro.
Goro's the best. He's
Goro's
so good.
the guy. Goro's the guy.
Of
I'll pick
course.
Goro. And a little package deal. Goro and Mari, the siblings. Don't
Yeah.
believe the latest episode where synopsis that claims Yuri and Goro are siblings.
Fucking truly, no one knows who's related to who.
Mari and Goro are brother and sister, and they emphasize that in 2 episodes. One
Yeah.
where they say it, and one where they act like it.
Yeah.
and then nowhere else. But I like them. Goro is like one of the coolest fucking child actors I have
Goro's
seen
great.
in a show. It's insane how good he is at his job.
He's just the bomb. And I like that they decided to make that part of his character, so just that every kid on the planet knows Goro and thinks he's the best.
Yeah. It's like, and every kid watching will know Goro and think he's the best. He is
Yeah.
a great surrogate figure for the for the audience
He really is.
because he lets them relate, but also still think they're very cool.
Yeah.
Pretend you're less cool than the cyborg, but still a real cool kid. That's me. I'm Goro.
Yeah.
Anyways, my favorite like bit character is with extreme bitterness, Goro's rival friend. I forgot her name
Oh,
from
the
the
girl.
from
Yeah,
the Centipede
from the-
episode.
Yeah.
Because I just thought that as a concept was real cool and
It was so dope.
would have been a great thing to bring back as just a sort of side concept in further episodes, because it was like the first times they had someone who was like supposed to be an aspect of Goro's life that he like cared about, and like
Mhm.
both from the like, oh, you're my friend, and you know, when she goes missing, I'm in a fucking bad mood, but also
Yeah.
from the like, she's his rival, and so it's like actually affecting him to like make himself better in his own personal life. And so like I'm picking this character mostly just to air my grievances that nothing came of this. Yet
Yeah.
again.
It was very much so a shame that we never got anything out of her existing aside from that one episode. Like, I really
I don't
wish
know
we had
about
gotten her
Goro's
as a
stuff.
recurring episode, a recurring character. I understand it
Gor-
would have been difficult to like fit her in the show, but it would have been
Yeah,
great.
You would have to actually contemplate like where she would fit into further adventures. And it's just like, I get that that's more work, but also, oh, man.
To be fair, they
I
did
wanna-
have a
I
number
wanna
of
see kids doing spunky stuff.
Yeah, they did have a number of episodes where Goro, if he wasn't like the focus, was pretty largely integral to the plot, like the Trikabuto episode, and I feel like they could have stuck her into those pretty easily.
We could have had a pair of rambunctious kids who were smarter than other kids, doing cool shit occasionally.
Yeah, two little child detectives.
How did a show in the 70s resist the notion of a pair of spunky children solving mysteries?
We'll never know.
Baffling.
Gotta get to killing cyborgs and fascists.
It's true. We really gotta get to killing those cyborgs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's very important. I miss Shiro though.
Yeah, we all do.
We all miss Shiro. Anyways, I think I've said too much.
Well, what about you, Gopher?
This is a very quick answer compared to Shake's. I forget the episode even, but there's an episode where a civilian is just like on his computer, and one of the Shocker agents busts in. He's like, "Who are you?" And he immediately picks up a chair in like half a second. And
Yeah,
starts
that's
swinging.
the Connie Bubbler episode.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that dude.
I
Yeah,
love
that
that
guy
guy
is-
with all my heart.
Oh man, on that note of the civilians that just start throwing hands immediately, that one boxer guy from
Yep.
I forget what episode.
Keanu
Was
Reeves.
that Cobra Man? I think, where he just
no.
like, or
I want
it
to
was
say,
a really early one.
yeah, I want to say that's actually the Yamagaras episode, I think.
Perhaps, but yeah, it's it's so silly.
It's very good, yeah. I think I am sure I could come up with two answers. I mean, obviously, as far as members of the crew, admittedly for me, Tachibana ekes out Shiro. I love Shiro, but Tachibana is the fucking best. He's
Mhm.
the GOAT. He's the greatest. And like I kind of like he still gets used a lot, but I do in a way still wish he was used more because Tachibana is just so great. I love the hell out of him. Non-member of the crew favorite side character. Probably. Yeah, I would say it's probably the crime researcher guy from the Gamma Geiler episode.
Mm.
it was just cool to have an NPC, like a side character who like affected the plot so much, and like knew about Shocker, and like had countermeasures against them. And he also brought us another character who knew about Shocker in the form of Lesbian Witness. He like, I don't think we've ever had a side character in an episode of Kamen Rider that has affected the plot so much.
Yeah, that guy whipped ass, and he helped reveal the like a glimpse of the true leader. Like there was plot progression from this rando.
Yeah,
he got trauma amnesia.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely I think I have to give it to that guy. I forget his name, unfortunately, but he was real cool. And he lived in a prop closet.
Right.
Horrible house.
What about you, B?
Of the crew, I would also have to say Tachibana is my favorite. Definitely, for sure. He's. I guess I have an affinity for bloodthirsty characters. I don't know. He's just ready to throw down at any moment. He will die for you. he is down for the cause of beating up fascists. And also he's
having an affinity for bloodthirsty characters?
No way.
No way.
Right? I know, it's surprising, right? But I am also just very fond of him in the sense that he has been sort of our older, reliable character. I know he kind of gets turned into like the jokey middle-aged old man, and they poke fun at him for that sometimes, since Hayato showed up, but he's been here since episode 1. He was sort of a mentor and trainer to even Hongo. So he's just kind of been our rock-steady foundation as viewers of the show as well, because literally the entire cast has changed outside of him at this point.
Yeah, we've lost every other original character from the Hongo days.
Even Hiromi isn't around anymore. Or at least she hasn't shown up in quite a while.
It's
we confirmed she's gone.
Rip.
Yeah.
So
just the last episode randomly and then just disappears.
Our Kamen Riders have changed, our rider crews have changed, even our location of the base. We aren't even at Snack Amigo anymore. It's a new shop. But Tachibana is the one thing that has been here for us this whole time.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I find some comfort in that. While I know it is not like designed by narrative to be that way, I don't think they're trying to make him out to be that intentionally. I just, as a viewer, really appreciate it.
Yeah, Tachibana is the best, and he also has like a lot of really great scenes for himself as well. I like specifically, my brain calls to just recently in the what episode was it? It wasn't an episode that we covered in this last episode. It was the episode before, or was it? No, yeah, it was that last episode. It was in the Aching episode where Hayato shows up and he doesn't have Akemi, and fucking Tachibana just rips into his ass about like having to be better and do better. Bits like that are rare for the show, and they are pretty much always exclusively reserved for Tachibana. And I love that he gets to have those moments in this show. I love that, like, whenever they need Kamen Rider to feel like a little more real, and they need to like up the stakes a little bit, they usually have Tachibana be the vehicle by which they do that.
I love it. And it kind of really makes him come off as the kind of guy who would be the perfect ideal Kamen Rider were he not sort of outside of his prime age. He's just kind of older, so we don't know if he can do it, but he has the heart and mind for it, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Outside of the crew, I think I'm going to give it to Professor Yoshiaka from the Dokugandar episodes. the professor who sabotaged Shocker's plan by
Yeah.
by instead of engineering like the eggs to hatch into more Mothstars that would become new agents for Shocker, he was like, oh yeah, I just kind of make them die.
Yeah. That was what a great power play from that guy.
Mhm.
It was
Yeah,
so
hey, guess
cool.
what, buddy? They just melt.
They
Yeah.
just melt, and then Dokugander himself, like the big bad of the episode, is like, oh no, I'm dying. This guy affected the entire episode. He completely ruined Shocker's plans.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. I love to see it.
And also, I will say, just to kind of, hype up that guy a little more, is that he did that without even the knowledge that, like, his family was going to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
Because the whole reason we think he starts working for Shocker is because they're like, we know where your daughter is, we can kidnap her anytime. And he's still just like, yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna ruin y'all's whole shit. I'm not letting you get away with trying to do awful things and take over the world, and maybe it'll cost me my family, but I don't care.
Hmm.
Very cool to see.
You can't trust Shocker.
Can't.
I appreciate when people are very keen on that, because obviously it's scary to defy the will of people who say, hey, we have your family at knife point, do what we say or we'll kill them.
Mm-hmm.
But when they order you to basically help them destroy or conquer the world, that's more than a red flag that they don't really need. They're not really gonna keep you around anyway.
Yeah.
And also,
for
like,
sure.
at what cost? Like, it's difficult to blame people for allowing their family to get hurt if it is explicitly in the service of saving the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad, but it's a horrible sacrifice that shouldn't need to be made, but they did it. Thankfully, in Kamen Rider, no one actually generally dies for that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's great. I love to see people be heroic and be rewarded for it.
Except for all the people that it implied that we don't see that still die.
Yeah.
Like that one episode. That was a wild ending to that episode. I don't even remember it, but
Yeah.
goodness.
Why'd you do that to us, Mr. Narrator? We had a happy ending. Why'd you have to just be like, yeah, but also a bunch of people still died anyway, fuck you.
Jikai.
More people died. You know, I finally found it. I found the minefield episode.
Which one
Oh,
Oh,
was
yeah?
you
it?
did?
It was the fucking first Cobra Man episode.
Oh,
God,
it was
it
Cobra
was?
Man.
Yeah, it's the final fight with Cobra Man.
Well,
Well, with first Cobra Man,
with Cobra Man 1.
because he's kidnapping the kid whose dog.
Yes, that's
He's
right.
kidnapping the kid
Right.
who
Oh
owns
my
the
God.
Dummy's
Dummy.
owner.
Dummy. No, I
To
take
get
my
revenge
answer
on-
back. Dummy's my
Yeah.
favorite
Yeah.
non-crew member.
That's fair.
You're right. Dummy the dog is a fucking hero.
Shut
Oh,
up,
you
Dummy
dummy.
the hero dog.
Also, I'm immediately eating my words about heroic actions being rewarded. Pour one
Yeah.
out for Dummy.
Pour one out for Dummy indeed.
I'm sorry, Dummy.
Fucking
Maybe-
dog
Oh.
dies off screen to unknown causes.
Miss you,
Just
Dummy.
the worst.
Every day, Dummy.
You and Buddy, or you and Pochi.
Yeah,
Pochi, we never found
Pochi.
Pochi.
we never found
never
Pochi.
found
You know
Pochi.
Pochi died.
Go ahead. Please.
No, I'm just devastated. Please, go on.
I was gonna say that I still think Pochi died from other causes that we just didn't see.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
No,
you ran
for
away
sure.
years ago.
Yeah.
And
He
the
was
kid
just
only
looking
just
for-
now found out.
Yeah.
Oh, Pochi.
Every time he asked, his mom was just like, "Oh, just going on a walk."
You went to the farm, honey.
Yeah.
The
And the
ranch
kid
in
was
the
like-
country.
Wait a minute. It's kind of long to be walking for 7 years. It's most of my life. Yeah. Then-
Long walk, you know? It's a big world.
Yeah. Yeah.
it's like, wait
Pochi
a
was on an
minute.
adventure. He was seeing shit, man. It was like Homeward Bound, but in Japan.
This conversation has awoken my dog.
Oh no.
Hi, Gracie.
Love a
She
pupper.
Luckily, Mr. Popo's in the other room and therefore cannot be awoken.
That. Do we have a least favorite civilian character?
A least favorite civilian character.
Dudiko.
What? No,
Oh,
I
I'm
love
kidding. I'm
Ruriko.
kidding.
I
I don't love Dudiko, but I want her to be better. It's
You
not
know
her
what?
fault.
too. I'm
You know
I'm
what?
Ruriko's biggest fan because I want her to succeed. I want her to achieve new levels.
I'm gonna be vindictive. I'm going to be hateful, and I'm going to hold a grudge from a not insignificant number of episodes back, and I'm gonna say my least favorite civilian character is Hiromi for eating fucking crackers
Yes.
on the goddamn ham radio.
Yes, I was gonna say
Don't
that too.
Oh
Yes.
my
Eat while
God.
you're talking to someone.
She was so rude. That's why she's gone now.
So rude.
Taken out by the FBI for using their ham radios and eating crackers.
Eating
Oh my
fucking
Take
God.
the
crackers.
shot.
That's the real twist. She wasn't supposed to be eating crackers. In fact, she always just ate crackers when they were trying to film. So they're like, "We can't do this. You can't do this." And then she said, "Give me $50,000."
American
untraceable-
USD.
Yeah,
God.
give me 50,000 US American.
U.S. American.
Get me a
which is
flight to
A
America.
wild request,
50,000
especially in the
marcos.
70s. And they're just like, "No," and they let
Get
her
outta
go.
here. Sacked.
Mm.
Sacked.
Well-
As well she should be. Fucking crackers on the ham radio. Disgusting.
That's so fair. That's so fair.
I don't know if anyone else has a least favorite shocker or Kamen Rider civilian, but I had to get that one out of my system.
You're valid.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. Hiromi, what did you do besides eat crackers? This is your most impressionable thing you've done, right?
I forget, was it Hiromi's fault or Yurika's fault in the Saracenian thing where one of them was like, "I'm gonna look out the window."
That was
that was
Ruriko.
Dudiko.
Okay.
Hiromi was like, "I think I saw someone outside," and Dudiko was like, "I have no sense of self-preservation." Opens curtain completely. I don't see anyone. As Hiromi's just sitting in the corner, like, "Girl, stop, girl,
Girl, stop.
I
Girl,
hate
help.
this.
Girl, we are under attack.
Girl, please." I cannot.
I forget. Was it the Saracenian episode or the Sabotegron episode where a shocker grunt gets kidnapped but doesn't get killed because they're understaffed? I want to say that's Saracenian.
That sounds like
It's
Saracenian.
Sabotegron, I thought.
You're right.
It's one
It's
of the green
Sabotegron.
ones.
Yeah,
Okay.
he
'Cause he
kidnaps
was-
him back.
Yeah.
He's just like, "You're lucky."
I just- I
Under
love-
shocker law, I should kill you.
I love the concept of shocker set law says you should die for this, but we need staff members.
I mean, that's
It's
basically
the
job
lunch
security.
crunch, and we do not have enough employees. Get your ass to work.
Please.
Shocker burger.
KF Shocker.
Welcome to the Shocker Burger, home of the
That's
Shocker
that's what
Burger.
Kamen
Can't take
Rider
your
does.
order.
It's
Yeah.
flashy looking good.
Well, I don't know if I'm interested in.
I'm not. That's why you don't eat at Kentucky Fascist Shocker or whatever we call it.
Well, that's where Hito Danger works, and I want to
Yeah.
look.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love the concept of Hito Danger being like a combination manager / mascot at like a Shocker Fried Chicken,
God.
trying to get people whipped into shape for the lunch rush, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna be out front. You know where I am if you need me." Has to waddle out there with balloons, like, "Hey kids, give me a hug, cuz."
God, no one wants a hug.
Nobody wants a hug.
Sorry. I'm sorry, no one wants a hug.
Dry ass fossil.
So crunchy.
I want a hug.
He's crunchier than that breading.
Crunchy ass bitch.
He's a dry and crunchy man. I just literally, for anyone who does not remember or hasn't seen, Hito Danger is a starfish monster. The premise of his episode regarding fighting him is basically that he is like a fossil, so he's too hard to attack until you get him softened up with water.
Yeah, you gotta moisten them up.
Shrinky dink.
God,
God.
yeah.
He's literally a shrinky dink.
Stick up. He's one of
They're-
the grow your own dinosaurs.
Yeah, there's some shocker monsters that are just fucking insane conceptually, and Hito Danger is one.
Speaking of absolutely terrible monsters,
Oh, please.
just oh gosh, Dokugonder.
Yeah.
Dokugonder was-
Not moth version.
No,
It's
no,
just-
Oh
OG
yeah,
version.
worm
Worm
Dokugonder.
Dokugonder.
He's got
Yeah,
those
worm
udders.
bark.
It's very special to his udders. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dog nips.
Oh.
All
Oh.
Snidely Whiplash himself.
We get pictures for
Yeah,
everybody.
he had the. Oh fuck! He had the disguise as Snidely Whiplash.
Yep.
So there's Hito Danger. You can see
And those
our
big ol'
crusty
lips.
boy. And here's Dokuganda, Form 1, with the udders.
Yeah, with the udders.
I want to let everyone know, if you didn't go and watch the episode yourself, that those udders are not hard. They do have physics.
they
When he
jiggling.
turns, they swang.
Yeah, he got boob physics like a motherfucker.
The momentum of these udders. It's disgusting.
Swanging.
The utter momentum of these udders.
Yeah, truly cannot be understated.
Oh, I hate it. God. What a glow up on this guy.
Yeah, really.
Yes.
Yeah, seriously. Oh man. All he had to do was fucking I don't know, why did we I vaguely remember us mentioning Charlie Brown that episode, but I don't know
Yeah,
why
because he
anymore.
turns into a big white peanut.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, that's
Look at
right.
him. He turns into a big white peanut.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
he
all.
gets Charlie Brown,
Jesus.
and he floats down the river.
Beautiful.
Oh god,
Oh.
I love this show. I love Kamen Rider so
Please
much.
watch
Kamen Rider
Kamen Rider.
It's
Yeah,
absolutely incredible.
Please watch Kamen Rider, and please listen to us talk about Kamen Rider. And please, if you had a modicum of fun at this live stream, this is basically just kind of what the podcast is, except maybe slightly more focused because we talk about the show.
And
Yeah, and
We're
also
sorry every episode.
we
Yeah,
are sorry every episode. I think the energy is a little wilder on the podcast, honestly.
a little bit. Yeah,
Little
I think
bit.
it depends on the episode.
Mm.
Mhm. But if you want to enable us,
Yeah,
let's check out the link. Just a thought.
got that Patreon. Kick us a few dollars, and we'll continue to talk about Kamen Rider, and maybe you can be a part of that. Again, I very much so would like to get to. I want to say it was $50 a month the live streams.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, if truly if we make no other goals, like, understandable, but that is the goal I would like to hit the most. I really want to start doing those live streams. I think they're going to be a lot of fun. And I hope that if we do get to that $50 a month goal, that the people who can vote for those streams, if there are people, have a lot of fun with them and enjoy them. Because I'm sure we'll have a blast with them regardless.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Just for a really quick reminder, we've got at the $2 tier podcast notes, $5 tier, you get early access and shoutouts. $10 tier, that goes up to voting power when we get up to those higher tiers of 50, as well as early access to the episodes about 1 to 2 days early, and the sticker designs, with it going up to physical sticker prints with $25 tier, And if you sign up for $25 or $10 tier, you get the free bonus sticker.
Yep.
For the first month you're signed up for. So, consider.
Yeah, please consider kicking us a couple of bucks to help us continue to make the show. I know we have kicked around. We all have so much fun doing this that we have talked a lot about wanting to try and do episodes more often. And so we have talked about, if we can make enough money on off of the Patreon doing the show, we would like to look into potentially going from bi-weekly episodes to weekly episodes as well. So
Mhm.
if that sounds like something that you would like to see as well, kick us some money so we can, start trying to make this episode on a weekly basis, because we have a lot of fun with it and we hope you do too.
It is, I will say that particular goal is definitely something far off into the future if we ever get
Yeah.
to it. But it is definitely a potential that could happen.
Yeah.
Depending on people's schedules and all of that.
Yes. We are grateful for any and all support, whether you can throw us any money or whether you just feel so inclined as to boost the Patreon or our podcast on Twitter or anything like that. We are very appreciative of it. Thank you so very much. I do think I forgot to mention, first and foremost, this Patreon is going towards our editing costs.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, we're covering the costs of producing the podcast first and foremost, since our lovely longtime watcher has been covering the expenses out of pocket up until this point.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if for no reason more than just to give a little bit of a thanks to our wonderful editor Wordsy, because Wordsy is absolutely an astounding editor. He does great edits for the episode. He makes us sound wonderful. He gets the episodes out insanely quickly. Just a little bit of inside baseball for you, a little backstage. I will go ahead and just reveal that the episode that we are supposed to be posting next Friday, he already has done.
Yeah.
Like
Wordsy.
the
Like,
turnaround
it's
time
impressive.
that he does on these episodes is insane, especially for the quality that they end up being
Mhm.
at the end of the day as well. And so it is only right that we compensate him for that, and you can help us do that.
Yeah, this is a great means of direct support. Keeps the podcast running. And if it gets to the point where it's more than keeping the podcast running, you get extra bonus goodies, and we can expand stuff and see where it takes us.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I think I have roundabout done said my piece.
Yeah, I think that just about covers everything at this point. But once again, if you'd like to check out the Patreon, there's a link for it there. And if you are curious about the podcast or need to catch up or anything like that, please check out our Twitter. As King Fat said, it does have our most recent episodes linked in the pinned tweet on both SoundCloud and on YouTube for your listening convenience, whichever you prefer. And thank you for any and all support. Thank you so much for showing up to this stream.
Yeah.
Thank you all for being here. Thank you to those who sent in questions.
In
Just thank
hindsight-
you in general.
In hindsight, it's probably good we didn't get like 10, 15 questions, because hoo boy,
Yeah,
It
we
just-
did
it really
spend quite a
does-
bit of time.
it really does just exemplify how much we just talk nonsense about very simple things.
Yeah,
And I have fun with it.
I do too. I honestly, I have to say, talking with you guys specifically is probably one of my favorite things about doing the podcast. I can't think of a group of people I would want to do this particular podcast with more than you three. It's been an absolute blast. Like, ever since episode 1, like listening back to it, I was just like, oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be a good time. I mean, just recording episode 1, I knew we had
Yeah.
something real nice going on here. So hopefully we'll be able to make some money so we can keep doing it all together for a real long time.
Yeah.
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 Thank you.
Once again, thank you so very much. I don't think I'm going to raid anyone after this.
That's fair.
I think I might just close this out for tonight. I do think we intend to. Do we intend to upload this?
I see no reason why we shouldn't.
If you can throw me the VOD, I can get it all set up and have it uploaded by probably the morning.
All right, I certainly can do that. So for anyone who missed earlier parts of the stream, you can check that out later. We'll post the link on the Twitter, and you can check out various parts of it on my Twitch in the meantime. But until next time, thank you so very, very much once again. Really appreciate it. We'll have our next episode up this upcoming Friday. Sorry, it is Friday. Next Friday is much clearer. I'm sorry.
That's the 17th for y'all.
Yes. So please look forward to that, and check out our Patreon if you're interested. Really look forward to any and all support, and we are grateful for you being here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you everybody for showing up. Hope you can donate to the Patreon if you can. If you can't, even just little things like showing up to these streams, watching the episodes, liking, subbing to the the YouTube or the SoundCloud, stuff like that. It all helps a lot. Telling your friends about it as well. Word of mouth is a good way to help spread the podcast as well.
Also, algorithms are a fickle thing. They like comments, so if you want to drop comments to try to boost whatever mysterious numbers were kept behind the eldritch nonsense that is YouTube, please consider it.
Well, I think we've all said our piece then, it sounds like.
Yeah.
I was waiting for a Jikai, honestly.
What do you think this is?
Yeah, this isn't a Tell Arbor stream.
I hope you found something. No, wait, never mind. I hope you found something, Kamen Rider.
Yeah. Just remember, y'all, if you can't believe in God and you can't believe in Buddha, you can always believe in Kamen Rider.
There's the actual.
Yay! Have a wonderful night, everybody.
Have a wonderful
Y'all have a good night.
night.